as students, when exam approaches, you try as much as possible to want to prepare and study for that particular exam. Now, there are techniques that you use that you think are the right techniques and have actually been hindering the way you learn. But there seems to be a particular problem that all students face, which is the ability to read and understand and actually remember what they read at any point in time. So right here on today's video, I'll be showing you the exact way you should read and understand by employing the techniques that I'll be showing you right here in this video. My name is Abayomi, and right here on this channel I drop in tips and strategies that can help you learn as a student and put you on the right track. And if that sounds like something you're interested in, please consider subscribing to my channel right now. Let me share a bit of personal experience that I had when I was an undergraduate student. When I was in 200 level, that is the second year of my university, at that time I was preparing for this particular exam. I kept reading this course without testing myself, without actually asking myself questions, without actually engaging myself, without reflecting on what I read. I just kept reading the book only and reading and rereading without actually having feedback about whether I actually learned it or not. But when I got to the exam hall, I discovered that all those things I read were not there. I forgot completely. Now, at that point, I didn't test myself to know what I actually learned. So it's not enough for you to read only. It's quite important for you to question what you are reading, to summarize what you are reading in your own words, and actually test yourself while you are doing it. Now, the first thing that most students do when it comes to learning is that they actually reread their book over and over again, which is the wrong way of learning. Now, and also, you tend to highlight what you are reading at any point in time. Any little thing that you read, you just highlight immediately, which is the wrong way of learning. And also, while learning, you tend to listen to lectures or read passively without actually engaging with what you are learning, which is the wrong way of learning. And when you do this, you just keep reading your book and you keep reading without rethinking about what you are reading and actually experimenting some things when it comes to mathematics and actually reflecting on it and actually linking it to what you already know before. These are mistakes you might be making while you are learning and can be hindering the way you learn at any point in time. After the issue that I encountered when I was in university and the difficulty it gets me for me to be able to recall what I read, then I discovered that I'm actually reading the wrong way. And not until I found out a very good technique that actually helped me to learn faster and to be able to retain and remember anything I read at any particular time. It's simply active learning. Now, active learning involves mental effort. It's an act of doing. That is, it involves you engaging with the material. Now, in simple terms, active learning is reading something, walk around, and try to recall what you learned. If you cannot remember, then go back and read it again, then walk around and try to recall, or teach someone else what you learned after reading. If you can't actually remember what you learned, then go back and read it again and do the same thing. So it's just a kind of checking whether you learned by actually doing, not just sitting down and reading at a stretch without doing any of these things that I mentioned. Teaching is very powerful. When you are trying to prepare for a particular exam, thinking that you will teach someone what you are reading actually makes you test yourself and want to learn that thing very well. And also, when you've actually read that thing and go on teaching someone, it serves as a form of recall and feedback to you that you've actually learned that thing. So teaching is very powerful and it's called defining technique. Now, when you teach someone, it's a way you can recall that thing back to your brain and actually know whether you've learned that thing or not. Another way is writing what you learned in your own words. Now, instead of passively reading it by just reading without actually doing anything at all, if you read something, close the book and try to write what you've learned in your own words. When you do this, it serves as a form of feedback to you, and it serves as a way of strengthening that information in your brain. Now, another way you can approach active learning is active recall. Now, the mental efforts you apply when you are trying to remember something actually stretches that information in your brain and reduces the tendencies of you forgetting that particular information. So it's very important to actively recall anything you want to learn at any point in time. Another technique you can apply and you can employ anytime you want to learn anything is group discussion. Group discussion is very important. Aside from even group discussion, you even facing the mirror and explaining it to yourself without anybody looking at you is a form of feedback, is a form of active learning. Now, if you got so much value from the video, please consider subscribing to my channel and also like the video. And also you can check out this other video on the best ways you can study for any exam that you have. So in that video, I talked about ways you can approach different types of exam, ways you can actually study for different types of exam. So thank you so much for watching and see you on the next video.